Be making basics.
What's going on YouTube? Be Making Basics back again with another dope video. If you're new to my channel, please do me a favor. Go ahead and subscribe as well as give me a thumbs up. Coming back to back with bangers just like this one. Without further ado though, let's jump right in. Today's video, we're going to be mixing a beat from start to finish in Logic Pro 10, and I'm going to be showing you a couple different cool things. So first things first, we're going to be actually importing some audio files. Okay, so our track stems, we're going to import them back into Logic Pro 10. Now, one thing to keep in mind is you don't necessarily have to do it this way. You can go ahead and mix the MIDI files, but I'm going to be showing you how to mix with the audio files on this one. Okay, so everything's going to be from scratch here. I'm not going to be, it's not pre-scripted or anything like that. What I need to do is see what the BPM 137 here. So that's the first thing, is just go ahead and get the BPM. And then from here, I'm just going to go ahead and just find where the hook is and just put a loop right there on the hook. And then what I like to do is just go ahead and organize all of this, everything here. So I put the drums at the top. Let's just find that kick. We'll put that 808 first, then the kick. We'll put our snare. If there's a clap, we'll put that next. Then the hi-hats. Let's see here. Put this open hi-hat, this rev sound, the bell, that's cool. So cool, we have pretty much everything organized. Now what I'll do is I'm gonna turn the stereo out down just a little bit, and we're just gonna check out what we have. All right, bet. So we got a good idea of what's going on. I'm gonna go over here to the mixer window, and what I'll do is I'm gonna turn everything down. And we're just gonna start one by one, moving up each instrument sound, starting with the drums. And another thing that I like to do when I first start mixing is to go ahead and throw that smack attack on there, on the stereo out. For a lot of people that's been asking about like gain staging and different things like that, I actually kind of opt out of some of these things in Logic Pro 10. Not to say that you shouldn't do it, but I just mix everything a certain way when I'm mixing my beats. So I put that smack attack on there, and I just turn on this clipping. And then what that's gonna do is allows me to pretty much just get the levels that I want, how I want them, without having to worry about affecting the stereo out. Basically, this clipping is gonna keep it from clipping on the stereo out here with this smack attack. So let's go from there. We're gonna get the levels first. Cool. So like once I get the drums, the levels on the drums pretty good, then I'm gonna move on to the melody part. One thing I'll keep in mind here with the drums, as you can see, like the kick is really gonna be, roughly the like highest or loudest instrument in the mix. And then after that, I kind of have like the percussion, the snares, and then the 808s tucked under everything else. But let's go ahead and start on these melody parts. We'll do this one. And then for this, like the melody is gonna be tucked right under the drums. So that's pretty much what I'm working on doing here. Cool. So like after I get all of the levels right, from here when it comes to mixing, I'll go ahead and we can actually pan some of these instruments to the left and right. So the kick is going to be dead center, snare is going to be dead center, clap. But we can take these hi-hats and we can push them either to the left or the right. Okay, so once we get everything panned, a little bit to the left, a little to the right, on certain instruments, then what I'm going to do is do something called subtractive EQing. And this is where we're going to be taking away frequencies instead of adding them. And the frequencies we want to take away and focus on is like some of the lower frequencies on some of the instruments that don't necessarily have a whole lot of low frequencies in them. So like for instance, this little lead part right here. We want to make some room for the 808s frequencies. Like the 808 frequencies hit right around in this area. And so like what I would do to compensate that is I would cut out some of the low frequencies on this track so that the low frequencies here can push through. So we'll just do that. And what I did is I muted out some of those other instruments just so I can hear what I'm doing here. And when you're taking out those low frequencies, you pretty much want to take out just enough to where it almost starts sounding thin and then pull it back to where you can still hear the fullness of that instrument. From here, I'm gonna go ahead and work on some of the like percussion instruments, hi-hats, stuff like that, snares and all that. And a good rule of thumb, to be honest with you, if you're just kind of paying attention to numbers, you should be on most instruments good to like take everything like below like 100 hertz. And then everything else outside of that is give or take. But like if you just take out 100 hertz on each instrument outside of the like bassy instruments and the kick and stuff like that, you should be good. Bet. So After I get the levels and everything, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and save this just to make sure that we don't lose this session. It's always good to save as you go. It's a big rule of thumb I would recommend. But yeah, after we got our levels, we EQ'd, we pan. The next thing is to identify, like, hey, do I want to add some effects to any of these instruments? Now, in my personal opinion, I think that you don't necessarily have to overdo it with the effects, especially if during the process of making your beat, you actually took the time to pick the right instrument sounds. Okay, so you're picking instrument sounds and drum sounds that are already ready to go. They're already mixed and mastered, and you don't have to necessarily add a whole lot to the beat. Sometimes in the videos, if you might see me do a quick mix on the beat, it's mainly because like the instrument sounds that I'm using and the kicks and snares and hi-hats and stuff like that, in my personal opinion, are professional sounds to the point where I don't have to do a whole lot to them. But you want to do just kind of identify, hey, does anything need like a little bit of reverb to make this mix sound a little spacier, things like that. So like this sound right here could potentially sound good if it had like a some type of reverb on it. But what I'm gonna do is, instead of putting like this Valhalla Room, I'm just gonna do the Murder Melodies plugin, and I'm actually gonna use a couple of features off of there. It also comes with a good reverb, so we'll just use that. All right, it's cool enough. It doesn't necessarily need to be like overwhelming. From here, I can also identify, hey, is there anything else I want to, do to the mix? Just kind of go ahead and listen to the other parts of the song. Now you could do some other things to this. Say if the 808's not like sounding like how you want to. The 808 sounds perfectly fine, but there's a new plugin that I've been using. It's called Thickify. You can use this plugin. It's pretty dope. It's by Rocket Power Sound, and it's gonna add like a little bit more oomph to that beat if you want on the 808. You might have to turn it down some though. Actually, that Thickify plugin definitely helped out that 808, made it punch out a whole lot in the mix. If you listen to this mix, you could actually still hear all the instruments, but that 808 is punching out. Now, one thing you can do if you want on the kick, just to make it a little bit more punchy, I found that if you go over here to EQ and actually do just a little bit of subtractive EQ and like just take out like maybe like up to 30 hertz, maybe 40 hertz, can punches through the mix a little more. There's other things obviously you could do. You could put that smack attack directly on this kick. Make that punch through a little bit more too. And if you want that clap to punch a little bit more, you can put that smack attack on that clap as well. Turn up the attack. And I only put these things on here just if it needs it. Like I find that this, the clap and the snare and the kick was a little muddy. So that's why I put this on here and it's gonna punch through the mix a little. And then another trick you could do before ending the mix here is just turn everything down very, very low as far as on your actual interface or your speakers or whatever you're mixing on. And also you'll be good to listen to your mix on a lot of different stuff. So like I'll listen to it just right here, just to make sure everything is like balanced real. From there, I like to keep things simple. I mean, honestly, I just want to make sure there's not like peaking or, distorting or anything. So we'll give it one more listen. I'll turn the volume up. Y'all are not necessarily going to hear it super loud, but I'm going to turn it up and just to make sure it's not like distorting or anything. And to me, I feel like this mix is pretty solid. Definitely just to, get the beats out there and sell and stuff like that. Because obviously, like a mixing engineer is going to remix this with the vocals if they get the track stems. Last thing I am going to do, though, is I'm going to put my beat tag on here. Because this beat is going to go right on my website after this video, like no cap. So...
Geil.
All right, bet. So, as you can hear, I pretty much have everything where I want it. I'm gonna turn these tags down too, and just move these tags, different parts in the beat, so that people have to actually purchase the track, if they don't want the tags throughout the beat. So there we go. This is pretty much gonna wrap it up, man. If you have questions, man, hit them up in the comment section. Make sure you also check out what I have to offer in the description section. We're gonna also put the link to Thickify plugin is gonna be in the description. Also links to all of my courses. I have a course for beginners. Gonna take you through the whole fundamentals of music production, start to finish. You'll be like going from beginner to like really ready to make beats and stuff like that. So if you're a beginner, grab the course that's in the description as well. We also have a Logic Pro 10 course, a music theory course, a mixing course. We have a lot of cool stuff, man. You know, kits and different things like that. I have a drum kit that I've used and that's on the site as well. You can grab. And last but not least, we're also doing a 100K giveaway, basically on our journey to 100,000 subscribers. We're going to be giving away some cool prizes at different milestones. So, for instance, at 10,000 subscribers, that's going to be our first milestone for our first giveaway. We're going to be giving away a pair of headphones. Okay, I'm going to be shipping it to you, or I might give you like a gift card to go to like a Guitar Center or whatever. I'm probably going to go ahead and buy and ship it to you though, but we're going to be doing some giveaways. All you have to do to get entered to win is go onto my site and download the subscriber bundle pack. Okay, it's the 100K subscriber bundle pack. It's only $5 to enter to win. Plus you get a couple of snippets from different courses, a couple of snippets from different sound kits that we offer. So it really is a win-win. And yeah, man, appreciate y'all. I will see you in the next video.